Good lord, I haven't washed this shirt in like 4 years. Yeah. What's up, my Whovian homies? I am the Doctor Who Kid, and it is time to see off the end of an era in this review of The Power of the Doctor. So, a lot happens in this episode. We got the choo-choo train, Rara Rasputin, missing paintings, old companions popping in, UNIT, Cybermen, Daleks, Bradley Walsh, Dan leaving, the Master, volcanoes, Cybermoon. You know, it's crazy how many plot threads get introduced in like the first 15 minutes alone. But you want to know what the even crazier thing is? How much they actually all work really well together. No, I'm serious. Like, the Chibnall era has had this habit of doing episodes where there's a lot of threads going on all over the place and jumping locations for seemingly no reason other than to just jump to those locations. It's been well documented at this point. All of the different things that are happening in this episode, with the attack on the train, the missing paintings, hypnotizing the Russian Tsar and pretending to be Rasputin, whatever's going on with the volcanoes, it all circles back to the Master's big plan. It's all interlocking pieces of the same puzzle, and that really helps the episode's pacing in my mind because it just helps everything flow really well, feeling less jumbled as it could have been. And what is the Master's big plan in this episode? Well, you're not going to believe it, because honestly I couldn't quite believe it when I first heard it. He literally induces a forced regeneration, just like what happened to Patrick Troughton all the way back in the late 60s, so he can essentially bodyjack the Doctor. Like, that is such a wild plan. I honestly almost kind of wish we got to see more of it. Just Sacha Dhawan running around pretending to be a homicidal doctor with his little Doctor Mishmash outfit. It was such good stuff. God, I almost wish we had more. So yeah, that was a really fun Master Doctor story. You know one thing this wasn't? A proper send-off to the two big lingering plot threads. Seriously, go rewatch this episode again. There is no resolution to the Timeless Child, the Doctor's missing memories, or the Yaz and Doctor relationship. I guess that conversation on the beach was meant to be the end of it then. I mean, it is still really apparent that Yaz cares for the Doctor and vice versa. Like, that still comes across in all their scenes, but you wouldn't know there was a romance if you'd only seen this episode. Yeah, after the end of time, the time of the Doctor, and Twice Upon a Time, it just feels a little weird that we're getting a regeneration story that also doesn't feel like a grand finale in terms of story arcs or plot threads. Though come to think of it, Twice Upon a Time probably doesn't fit that either. So yeah, I can definitely imagine some people seeing that as a turn off, but honestly, if they added those two things on top of everything else I already said, then maybe that would have weakened the episode overall. So I'll take what we get. So yeah, our villains in this one are of course the big three, Dalek, Cybermen, Master. And we get a lot of great moments with them. Like Tegan and Ace get some great moments with the individual monsters. Like there's a great reference to the fact that Tegan obviously has some very bad memories with the Cybermen. And of course Ace gets to bring out the old baseball bat. Oh, I haven't even discussed the old companions yet. I really like the way they were handled in here. Like, they throw in little callbacks here and there for fans of the classic series and their stories, but I actually haven't seen any of those except for Remembrance of the Daleks, so I'm mostly in the dark. I know who Adric is, but that's it. So yeah, from that perspective, I felt that I could easily understand everything that was going on. Like, you don't need to have seen all the classic series to get their respective deals. One companion's still a bit upset over the Doctor never getting in touch, seemingly, and the other companion's more okay with it. You know, things happen. Yeah, we also get some great little moments with them as well, as I said. And also, speaking of all companions, we got a lot more than was advertised. Graham came back! Yeah, unfortunately, Dan by John Bishop is not in the episode that much, as he leaves in the opening sequence. But I do still really like the way they sent him off, with him basically having a near-death experience and deciding to just get back to his life. Like, that was a great little moment between them. And again, the more significant goodbye is with Yaz, because Dan is Yaz's companion, not the Doctor. Like, how does that keep happening? And also, speaking of how things keep happening, Yaz still doesn't know anything about the Timeless Child or all of that stuff. Seriously, she is not up to date on any of the major stuff that is happening. Hey, at least we got Jo Martin back in some form, even if it was just as a hologram and not actually the fugitive Doctor. Oh yeah, and then there's the grand kicker in terms of old companions. We actually get a old companion support group in the end of the episode. I just loved that bit so much. Even if I only know some of the faces here. And you know, Ian Chesterton. Like, I never would have expected we'd get to see him again. But that was not, no, that is one of the very first companions. Like, all the way back in the beginning. But of course, when it comes to acting performances, I still haven't mentioned, of course, Jodie herself, the Doctor. And yeah, what else can I say? She is just as good as she always is in the role. I really loved when she starts regenerating for the final time and she's like, no, I just want more time. Like, I really love that. That's actually been a recurring thing with her Doctor. Like, remember when Ryan and Graham left in Revolution of the Daleks and her first instinct is to hypothesize about going back in time and preventing them from leaving? And obviously she's not really considering it, but it's clear she's regretting that she's not going to be able to spend more time with them and that their adventures are coming to a close. And I feel like we got a nice repeat of that here, with the Doctor knowing that her incarnation is going to die once more and not wanting that to happen. Like, great stuff all around. And of course, brilliant final words. I especially love Tag You're It. Like, that is such a great line for Jodie to end things on. But of course, the regeneration itself, one, nice to see that Jodie actually takes things outside of the TARDIS for once. Like, at least someone remembered to give the TARDIS some consideration and not damage everything again. But two, holy crap! I can't believe they actually went with that direction. So yeah, I am definitely going to be looking forward to seeing what they do in the 60th. But yeah, in short, I will give Power of the Doctor 10 out of 10. Best Doctor Who episode ever. I know I said I wasn't going to do my ratings anymore, but I figured I'd do one more for all time's sake because, well, I have a confession to make. This is going to be my last review, my Whovian homies. Like, for a while I felt dissatisfied with the output I've been providing for you all, and I tried I tried changing up the formula a bit in the Flux reviews, but nothing really quite worked out as well. And yeah, I suppose in the end, but yeah, now that the Chibnall era has come to an end, I feel like that's a good, perfect opportunity for me to end things as well. Hmm. But next year is the 60th anniversary, so I will see you once more in November 2023. And so long, my Whovian homies, and wait till you see what I've got cooking up for the 60th anniversary.